Many of you moved here in the last decade. Washington State is getting a new congressional district. As Essex Porter tells us, there's a campaign to create a district with a majority of minorities.
Just noticing that young people feel disconnected.
We walked with Hamdi Mohammed in Seattle's Columbia City neighborhood. It's a neighborhood known for its racial diversity. Columbia City would be part of what advocates see as a new congressional district created from South Seattle and South King County, a district where racial minorities would make up the majority of residents.
Immigrants, refugees, and people of color, many of them feel like that their voices are not heard and that their issues and concerns are not prioritized.
Representing a multicultural coalition, Mohammed testified before the State Redistricting Commission. A native of Somalia, she grew up in America, graduated from Chief Sealth High School, and now studies justice and society at the University of Washington. The proposal is for the new 10th Congressional District to be created from the area including South Seattle, SeaTac, Renton, Kent, Auburn, and Federal Way. Census figures show the area is 51% people of color, though no one group holds a majority. Advocates call it a community of common interests.
The voices that are currently represented in South King County and areas of South Seattle, for example, while they may be a combination of different ethnic groups, they all share commonalities and common interests and unique needs.
One America's Adam Williams Prince says those common interests include disparities in education, healthcare, and incomes.
That voice is diluted when they're combined with North Seattle, which may not have the same issues as those living in South Seattle.
But for the State Redistricting Commission, making sure that each of the state's 10 congressional districts has the same number of people is the top priority required by federal law. A majority-minority district is an option, but not necessarily required. Three-term Republican U.S. Senator Slade Gorton is one of two Republicans on the commission.
It's much more difficult to say that every one of 6 or 8 or 10 different minorities have similar interests and constitute a community of interest than it is when you're taking only a single group.
One criticism of a majority-minority district is that it would create another racial divide in a society that already has a lot of racial divides. Public affairs consultant Tim Cease is one of two Democrats on the Redistricting Commission.
The one side says no, that we should be colorblind in this country. That's what we're based upon, and we should strive for that, and that all people should be equal in terms of representation, not based on race. The other side says, though, that that's just not real. That's not realistic, that race is an issue.
As we walked with Hamdi Mohammed, we asked her about race and politics. Is the goal here to elect a congressperson of color?
No, not at all. I think the goal is to have someone that represents our community, that represents the issues that we face.
The Redistricting Commission has 4 members, 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats, so any final decision will be bipartisan.